Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Anya and today I'm going to be sharing with you my son's 18-month update. His name is Sebastian and I am completely in love and have been completely in love with him since the very beginning. So there are three major areas that I'm going to be covering with you during this update, and that is feeding, sleeping, and development. I am also at the end going to be speaking to you a little bit about my postpartum state and how I feel postpartum. So in terms of breastfeeding, I actually breastfed Sebastian almost all the way until 14 months. It was a week shy of that 14-month mark. And it was pretty interesting because, as you all know, I am currently pregnant and I became pregnant at the end of 2018. And so we went into 2019 having the challenges of kind of dwindling milk supply, and I didn't know whether he still wanted to continue to get breast milk. The doctor was telling me he absolutely didn't need it at that point. It was just, you know, a nice additional thing to have. So I definitely knew he wasn't lacking if he didn't get it, and I continued to do it for as long as I could, but it had really gone down from 4 times a day to 3 times a day to then it became 2 times a day only when he woke up and right before his nap time, and during evening times he would go down without an issue whatsoever, without nursing. And so we then incorporated, okay, well, let's take away the morning feed and let's just do nap time feeds. And that nap time feed was the last one that went away, and it went away on March 11th when it was actually a day before I had to go away for work. I went away for work for just a few days, but I told my husband, okay, I'm going to breastfeed him for the last time for nap time. When you're here with him by yourself, just put him down in his crib for nap time and don't offer him any milk. Let's see if he goes to sleep without having that extra milk feeding. And he did. He was absolutely fine. By the time I came back from my work trip, which was about 3 days long, not too long at all, he was completely fine. Just to make sure though, we did continue to have my husband put him down for nap times, just so that we could get the whole routine continuing to go for at least 2 or 3 weeks before I was able to put him down for nap times without him actually expecting to be nursed to go to sleep. So we kind of broke the scheduling in that you know, the ritual, if you will, so that we could go ahead and transition into no breast and everything is fine. And then I was able to incorporate myself back into putting him down to sleep without him actually expecting me to nurse him, which was great. I thought it really went well. And ever since then, you know, he hasn't ever asked for it. I think he actually even just completely forgot that he ever did drink milk from the breast. I think that it was good when it happened. It served its purpose nutritionally speaking, but right now I was very concerned about the transition being a little traumatic. It really wasn't at all. It was a non-event whatsoever for him. So as far as eating is concerned, he eats a lot. So he gets up in the morning, typically between 8 to 8:30. He will be sitting down for food at around 8:45, 9 o'clock breakfast. So I will typically feed him some breakfast, which will be like oatmeal or some banana pancakes that I make for him. Then at around 10 o'clock, he will have fruit. Then at noon, 12 o'clock on the dot, he will have his lunch. Then he will go down for a nap at 12:30. When he wakes up from his nap, typically at around anywhere from 2:30 to 3:30, he will have fruit. And then at 5:30, he will have dinner. And then at 6:30, 7 o'clock, he will have an additional serving of fruit, and he will go down to sleep at around 8 p.m. So that's his whole schedule of feedings. And like I said, he definitely has a lot of variety of foods. I give him all different types of fruits that I can find on locally organic, and then I also incorporate a lot of rice and beans, legumes, nuts and seeds. I try to make sure that I'm supplementing. Actually, that's one of the things that we've done a little bit different this time around. We've also incorporated B12 into the supplementing side of things. And things have been going really, really well with his nutrition overall. He was weighing close to 25 pounds when we went in for our 18-month visit. And at the beginning, actually, when he turned 15 months, he was at around 22 point something. So now he's almost 25 pounds. He's growing a lot. He's super long. He's very tall and super healthy. He did have a little bit of a cold, and you know, it was quite scary to say the least, but it was fine in the end. It was manageable. We actually did give him some medicine like the doctor prescribed, and I also supplemented here around the house with some essential oils and did a lot of praying, and he became better really quickly. So there are still no signs of allergies, which is great. He has been able to eat everything and anything that he could possibly get exposed to, and never has had an allergic reaction. I've given him peanut butter, I've given him eggs, he has had some cheese. Everything has been going super great in terms of his diet, and I can't complain at all. I mean, the kid can eat. And typically, if you will see me eating or Santiago eating, he will be like, like he wants whatever it is that we're eating. So he's definitely not the type of person, or the type of person in general, I guess I should say, that is picky at all. He just wants to taste everything. And I do still plan on keeping him not eating any animals, but I definitely still am trying to maintain a good balance in his diet to make sure that he's getting all his nutrients and that he's fully as healthy as he can be. And like I said, he's growing great. His doctor thinks he's doing awesome. All of his blood work has been absolutely amazing, and everything has been going awesome. So I don't think there should be any concern to actually change anything up at this point. I think he's thriving. Sleeping, oh my goodness. He is such a great sleeper. He continues to be a great sleeper. He's 100% sleeping through the night, all the time, for months and months. I'm talking about like before I even made his last 12-month update, he has been sleeping through the night forever. Probably since he was about 2.5 months old. That's the amount of time that I'm calling forever. But at the beginning, it was really, really tough with the getting up every few hours. But when he started sleeping through the night, and even throughout all of this 18-month period, he has been 100% sleeping through the night. He goes down at anywhere from like 8 o'clock, actually sometimes even a little bit earlier, 7:45, but definitely been sleeping through all the way to at least 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes even 9, which is totally amazing and great and awesome. He wakes up, he's happy, he's ready to take on the world, and he's still taking his one daily nap. He will wake up at around 8:30, typically 8:30, and then he will go down for a nap at around 12:30 in the afternoon, and he won't wake up until about anywhere from 2:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. Typically, more recently, he's been waking up at the 3 o'clock mark. So 2 hours and a half hour nap, I would say, is pretty common for him, which is really nice for us because it gives us a nice little stretch in the middle of the day to know that we can count on that for sure. And then he goes down again, like I said, at around 7:45. We start his winding down routine like around 7:15, 7:30. We take him up to shower, we give him his bath, we sing with him, we do all of the things, and then we put him in his crib straight away. We don't do anything, we don't rock him, we don't give him milk. After he brushes his teeth, that's it. Like, you brush your teeth, drink some water, go straight to bed, and he is content. He'll roll around for a few minutes and then he'll put himself right into sleep and stay asleep through the night, which is amazing. And I'm praying that this baby actually does the same. When he wakes up in the morning, and even when he wakes up during that time, he will typically just stay there and just roll around and wait for us to come into the room to pick him up. He won't scream, he won't cry, he won't be like, get me out of here. He is so patient and so like good with his sleep. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a kid that will throw a tantrum here and there if he's not getting his way in other areas, but as far as sleep is concerned, he does not play around. He is all about it, and I love it. So jumping into development, his molars came out and then his canine teeth came out. Really cute, so crazy, because now I look back at the 12-month update that I did and I said, oh, he's got a mouthful of teeth. Well, no. Now he's got a mouthful of teeth, and I'm sure that in the next update I'm gonna be like, well, no, and now he does. But he definitely has a lot more teeth. I mean, when he smiles and when he opens his mouth, you can definitely see there's a lot more in there, and it's so cute to see. He's growing up so much. He looks like such a big boy, and he's just so amazing. He definitely started walking in these last 6 months, and now he's just full-blown running. Like, he will run around with other kids. He's just like super social. I mean, even though he's currently an only child, whenever he does see other kids, he wants to play, he wants to run around with them. He acts like he knows what he's doing. Even though he's not fully talking yet, he does say a couple of words here and there to communicate with us, but he cannot communicate with the other kids, of course, that are bigger than him and are talking, but that won't stop him. He will, you know, just go start playing with them and do whatever he can, you know, give him a ball or give him this, give him that, so that he could, like, you know, feel like he is playing with them. And I think that that's definitely a sign that he's going to be a great big brother, and a great brother in general, because he's going to be able to incorporate, you know, that aspect of a relationship with another kid. He gets really excited actually when he sees another kid and he's able to like see, oh, this person is the same size that I am. Like, I feel like he thinks, oh, this is my same species, and he feels comfort in that. So I'm really happy to be able to give him a sibling that he could permanently have there to like play with and do everything with. That's super exciting. I mean, I know right now it's very exciting for me, and I think it's gonna be very exciting for him as well. So he does say a few words right now, like for example, he'll say agua, and that means water. He wants water. He'll say caca. He'll touch his diaper and say caca. That means that he's got a dirty diaper. He also says apa for my husband Santiago, his dad. I typically do try to tell him like it's papa, papa, but he does respond to it, papa, but when it comes out of him that he's calling or he's asking for him, he says apa, which is kind of interesting. For me, I don't think he like generally has intentionally still decided to call me mama, but he can definitely say it. I mean, I've heard him say the word actually, mama. He brings me by the arm to wherever it is that he wants me to go and give him whatever it is that he wants me to give him. He's able to communicate. He's just not able to speak the words right now. We're still working on that. But even though he's not able to say the words, he's able to have conversation. So I'll explain. If you have some communication with him, he will wait for you to stop talking and then babble back, and then I will talk again and he will wait, and then he will babble back to me once I finish speaking. So he knows that whole, like, I guess the etiquette side of like, okay, I can talk and then you talk, and then I talk and then you talk, which, you know, I feel like it's essential for the idea of actually learning how to communicate and conversation. Along with the whole walking and running situation, I should have mentioned before that he is climbing everything. He's getting on top of the couch. He's getting on top of absolutely everything that he can. He gets up and down from the couch without an issue whatsoever. He knows exactly, you know, what to do and how to do it. I always do try to 100% keep an eye on him and make sure that everything is absolutely safe. We've actually baby-proofed this house like to the max, but we're definitely still very, you know, close eye to make sure, because you know, the minute you turn around, he's doing something that you're like, how in the world did you even think to do such a thing? So it's definitely a challenge, but it's also more than a challenge. It's also so rewarding to see him doing things out of his own ability and not have to like coach him on doing certain things, and he's just able to do these things that you're like, wow, like you are really grown, you are so big, and you can do so many things, so many more things that I give you credit for, and it's truly amazing. We're so proud. Another thing in terms of his development is that he has really grown to be such an affectionate little boy. So he will come and hug me and hug Santiago, and not only hug us individually, but also try to bring us both together so that we're like the three of us are hugging. Most of the time, if we're standing next to each other, he will come and put one arm around my leg and the other arm around Santiago's leg and bring us together so that we can hug each other. And if he sees Santiago and I again that are hugging or kissing, he will come and try to like hug us too. He is such a sweet soul. If I'm changing his diaper, for example, and I'm like, you know, handling his diaper, he will grab my arm and pull me down to give me a hug. In the evenings when he's going down to sleep and Santiago puts him down in his crib, he will actually like make signs so that I can come close and give him a kiss, or that he can give me a kiss. He is so sweet. He is so super affectionate. I'm talking about this child is like a dream come true. I'm super biased, but I'm telling you, my child is like absolutely amazing. So I know that the time is limited, and I could probably go on and on telling you all about my child's progress and all of the other things, but time is limited and I must stop here. But before I do, I want to tell you all about my postpartum experience, and that is going to be a little bit tricky because right now, even though I am post Sebastian partum, I am also pregnant with my next baby, and I'm already in my 3rd trimester, so imagine that. It's a little bit tricky because I can't really count on the fact that my body has gone back to normal or has done this or that because, hey, I'm pregnant again. But I definitely feel this time around different than I felt with Sebastian during in the 3rd trimester. During Sebastian's 3rd trimester, I was very much like, you know, whatever happens, happens. And if I have the baby and I'm still carrying around a little bit of extra weight, it's fine. You know, I'm gonna have another baby in a few, you know, in a few maybe years of, whatever, and it's gonna be fine. This time around, I kind of feel like, oh my God, I really want to be able to jump back into action and get my body back to where it was at the beginning, like before Sebastian, and really be able to focus on getting myself healthy. And I mean, not that I am not healthy now, because I totally am, but you understand, if you're pregnant and you've had babies, you understand that you kind of feel like your body is not your own for a few months. And even though I am extremely grateful to have this opportunity and this experience, I really like yearn for the ability to be able to say I can make these decisions for myself, because I'm the only one depending on my body right now. And that I know that that's not going to happen immediately after I give birth, because immediately after I give birth, I'm going to go into breastfeeding, which then again, I'm continuing to have somebody depend on my body. For the first 6 months of that person's life, they're depending 100% on my body. And I absolutely love the fact that my daughter and my son will have the opportunity both say, I did get the best out of my mom in terms of nutrition, in terms of health and nourishment, And I think that's absolutely amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I definitely feel right now, at least, like, wow, I cannot wait to be able to get back into action and feel myself again. Be able to say, this is me for me, and I am doing everything I can do for my kids, but they're not 100% depending on my body to survive, to thrive. So the learning curve still going strong. I definitely wouldn't call myself a motherly expert in any way. You know, I continue to try to like probe each way I go and try to see, is this good, is this better, is this okay? Kind of looking at Sebastian and seeing how his behavior is doing and how what I am doing is affecting whatever decisions he's making. And yes, he is making decisions even at 1.5 years old. You know, decisions like opening up a drawer for the 5th time after I've told him no. In what ways I'm telling him no? For what reason am I telling him no? Is it even a no? Or should I just allow him to have that opportunity to learn something different? So it's definitely still a learning situation. I'm still kind of like feeling my way into it, but I am very conscious of the fact, and I'm very intentional about having the opportunity every day to teach my son something better, something new, something that will build his skills, his ability to deal with life in a brand new and better way every single day. You know, I'm not gonna be here forever, so I want to make sure that I equip my child the best that I can to be able to take on life. And I don't think that there's a switch where here is what the age that you absolutely must start teaching them in order for it to count. I think that starts from day one, like from popping out of the belly to coming into real life. I think it starts right then and there. The different words that you use around them, the different routines that you use with them, the places that you take them, the places that you don't take them, how you associate, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you dress. They're watching all of these things and they're learning. So I definitely want to make sure that I am leading my life in a way that he's looking at and he's saying, you know what, my mom, she's top notch, and those standards are the ones that I want to go above and beyond. And you know, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that, wow, like, you know, I'm amazing, like Anya, she's just like another. But I want to make sure that I'm trying to give him the best example that I can, and I think that's the best. And I actually think that is probably the way I'm going to be the rest of his life, but I don't think it's ever too early to start. So what about you? How old are your children, if you have them, and what are their most recent developments, exciting stuff that has happened? I would love to talk to you in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.